Did you know that there are roughly 1 million sworn police officers in the United States today? I'm currently not a police officer, but I've done a lot of research, and in the future I hope that I could be able to join a police department very soon. So police officers have the job to protect and serve their community, and do this keeping godly values in mind. So today I'm going to explain what it takes to become a police officer and how they do their job keeping these godly values in mind. I live in San Antonio, Texas, and it's a hard process to become a police officer. There are several steps you have to take. The first is you have to get online and fill out an application. There's a few minimum requirements you have to have. You must be at least 20 years old and not have reached your 45th birthday. You have to have a high school degree with a C average or better. You have to have completed 12 hours of college credits, and you must be a U.S. citizen and not have had more than 2 moving violations in the last year. There are a few disqualifications that they look at in your personal background. They go over your character, your responsibility with your finances, your military record, your employment record, driving record, and drug usage. If you meet all those requirements, they invite you to take a written exam. The written exam, you must get a 70% or higher. If you do not, you have to wait 6 months before you can retake the test. If you meet the 70% grade on the test, then you move on to the physical fitness training, which you get 3 attempts in 28 days to pass the physical training portion of the test. If not, you have to start the process all over again. And I've made a chart here to show the guidelines. I'll use myself as an example. I'm 30 years old, so I'd have to do 32 sit-ups in a minute, 20 push-ups in a minute, and run 1.5 miles in 14 minutes and 8 seconds. You have to do all those things to go on to the next step. After the written and physical portion of the process, you still have several more steps. You have an assessment board, background investigation, polygraph exam, psychological evaluation, and a full medical exam. Once you pass all of those steps, you get to assign to an academy class. And once you're in the academy, the first couple weeks is designed to get you set on your academics. The academy is known to be one of the harder academies in the state because their standards exceed the minimum standards for the state of Texas. They concentrate on a foundation in law, ethics, and that's just to get you prepared for your career in law enforcement. The physical training portion of the academy is the hardest part for most cadets. They use strenuous running regimens and CrossFit workouts to build upon your fitness to prepare you for the defensive tactics and combatives that you'll learn later in the academy. The last 5.5 weeks of the academy is spent with senior officers teaching you skills in firearms, tactical skills, and driving skills. The last week of the academy is spent taking everything that you've learned, and it all ends in a 6-day test where you put all this work into scenarios, and you're graded by your instructors and your field training officers. The department is hard to join, but they do have great benefits. Made another chart here that has their salary on it. You start out at $2,400 in the academy. Once you're off probation, you make it to $46,368 base salary, all the way down to a captain, which makes $94,000 a year. And all of those are based on base salaries. There's incentive pay for education, and the shift that you work. If you work afternoon, you get another $350. So there's a lot they can add on to it. And their insurance program offers the officers and the family medical insurance at no cost to the officer, and a very low deductible and copay. So, and they also have a very good retirement program. So once you make it out of the academy, you're then entrusted to serve and protect and do all these things with godly values in mind. Deuteronomy 10:17 says, "For the Lord your God is God of gods and Lord of lords, the great God, mighty and awesome, who shows no partiality and accepts no bribes." Police officers are held to these kinds of standards because they have to be impartial and remaining self-control during many different situations that they may get in. The San Antonio Police Department clearly holds these values strong. They have 4 guiding principles. They are listed in their mission statement for the department. They are integrity, respect, compassion, and fairness. Officer Javier Aguilera is a recruiter for the department, and he's quoted as saying, "Wearing uniform has always been a great honor, with the focus being on integrity." So today I've explained how you become a police officer and the importance of keeping those godly values. Dr. Lou Weider and Dr. Ben Gutierrez wrote a book entitled Consider. In this book they wrote, "As human beings, we are concerned about moral choices and their potential impact upon ourselves and those around us. Culture has established moral laws which guide their citizens to make culturally acceptable choices for the collective good." Thank you for your time, and I hope it gives you some perspective on police work.